Okay, so when we're working with post-production, we're going to be working with different types of files. We're going to be working with project files and we're going to be working with media files. Now, the project file is your Premiere file. If you were doing your media graphics, you'd be working with a Photoshop file or an Illustrator file. These are your project or program files. Now, the other types of files that you'll be using for the most part in video and possibly in your other modules are these media files. Now, video in particular is extremely heavy and needs to be stored in a particular way on a particular kind of location. Now, for you, I've told you that you need to have an external hard drive to hold your media so that you don't have it in the same place as your project file. Now, when we're in class, we're going to be working with media, but in place of an external hard drive, I'm going to be sending you to what's called a MacShare. Now, the MacShare is just a network drive with a very, very fast connection to your local machine. So it's going to be used in place of an external hard drive, but it's still important that the media is accessed from somewhere other than my local machine. Now, when I ask you to go to the MacShare, it's not to copy stuff down from the MacShare onto your computer. I'm going to be sending you off to import, to link to various things, and I'm going to basically be saying, connect to the MacShare and get this or get that. So the MacShare, as I say, is a network drive. You can access it through an icon on your desktop. You'll see it's clearly labeled MacShare, and in there all of the lecturers who work with heavy media, audio and video, have folders in here. Now, I've got a few folders in here. I've got PDoil, which is actually a broken folder which you can ignore. PDoil 2013 is what contains all of my resources that are required for Mac classes. Now, in that folder, you'll find that there is another folder called PDoil video footage, and in there is contained a number of folders with plenty of video in there that we are going to be using throughout the next couple of weeks. So the MacShare is a network drive that contains video. The video won't be brought from the MacShare down to the desktop because that's the wrong way to work. We want to leave it up here, but we want to link to it from Premiere, and we're going to look at that in a later session in a few moments. Now, there is an issue with the MacShare which hasn't been resolved here. Sometimes you might come in, sit down, switch on your computer, and you'll see that the MacShare has a little red X through it, or a little red stop sign, and it won't allow you to connect. Now, this isn't a major issue. It just means that you have to restart your computer, and when you restart your computer, it will connect and it will show up like this. Okay, so this is just a little quirk of our system, but it's worth coming in, sitting down, and making sure that you can connect to the MacShare before we start the class. Otherwise, things will be held up a little bit where people are going out restarting computers or moving from computer to computer. So that's the MacShare, and again, that's going to be I'm going to be referring to that pretty much constantly throughout.